Heroes of India was an 8-week summer camp. The idea of this camp sparked because of the drive to share the rich Indian American heritage to the next generation through a fun experience of time travel. Due to COVID-19, all the Heroes of India sessions were conducted virtually. All participants, hosts, and actors joined a Zoom meeting where individual heroes acted, shared their life stories, and answered participant questions. What you are going to see is a Zoom recording of a live Heroes of India session. Enjoy!
Hi everybody!
Hello there.
Are you guys ready to go on another adventure back in time? I'm actually working on an assignment right now and it's just so frustrating and challenging. I always have to do reading, writing, and math for school. Sometimes I wonder what's the point if I'm going to struggle so much.
So, reading and writing are so important. As you guys know, reading is very important to gain knowledge, and writing is really important. It allows you to express yourself. Sometimes you're sharing, it's also like sharing a knowledge, but your writing can inspire others.
That is true, I agree.
How about we meet a person who used her writing to bring a change?
Oh, that sounds awesome. Can I drive?
Sure, you can, but you have to understand this is a very powerful machine. There's a lot to learn, but as long as I'm here with you, I think you should be okay with driving.
Awesome.
Well, here is the button that you use to launch control panel. So let's do that.
Okay.
And give me a second. Let me pull that. Okay. And this is another button where you can select the right path. You could choose, as you see, there are different options.
Oh, let's choose this one.
Oh, this would be a very interesting. We haven't really traveled through that path, but let's see how it goes. So it will be fun.
What does this red button do?
Oh, that red button, never press that, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So here we go. Let's buckle up, everybody. 2, 1.
Everyone hold on tight.
How do you feel? And that is Sarojini Naidu. She's known as India's nightingale, and she is an amazing poet. She wrote so many amazing poems to express the feelings of many people, and she was part of India's national movement, freedom movement.
Hi, we'd love to learn more about your story. We traveled in a time machine all the way from 2020.
Namaste. My name is Sarojini Naidu. Let me tell you the story of my childhood. It was a long time ago when I was about 12 years of age. I aced my matriculation examination at that time. My father, Agornath Chattopadhyay, he thought that if I could pass my matriculation examination at the age of 12, I should become a mathematician. When that was his aspirations. So when he came once to me, he was approaching to me with a very complex problem. And he noticed that I was engrossed in writing a poem. This poem was 1300 lines long, and it was named as The Lady of the Lake. When he saw that my aptitude was more about writing the poems, he thought that it made no sense for me to become a mathematician. Thereon, he encouraged me to become what I wanted. He encouraged me to pursue my flair in writing, poetry as well as plays. During the same time, I wrote a play in Persian language, and it was called as Meher Munir. Of course, my father was the first one to read this play. He read it and he was so impressed. In his enthusiasm, he printed a few copies of this play and he distributed it to his friends and some of his acquaintances. He also took one of the copies to the Nizam of Hyderabad. Let me tell you who the Nizam was. Nizam was the king, the ruler of the province of Hyderabad at that time. The Nizam read this play and he was so impressed. As a reward, he gave me the scholarship to pursue my higher education in London. So you see, my household was really, it had the atmosphere of learning. We were encouraged to read a lot. We were encouraged to pursue what we wanted. We were encouraged to express our opinions and thoughts. And my father also wanted us to learn and understand as many languages as we could. He thought that knowing many languages gives you a different perspective. If we went abroad later in our lives, knowing additional languages would come in handy to interact with people, to get in touch with them at their level, to find at ease and to break barriers easily. So children, do you think you know many more languages than just one, English? If not, reach out to your parents. I'm sure they know more than one language and they will happily help you with that. And do you also think that you would like to pursue something? If so, if you can find your passion, definitely discuss that with your parents. I'm sure they will be on board and they will encourage you to become what you want. So you see, our household was full of education, learning. I had 7 other siblings. I was the oldest of them all. And all of them went on to become great achievers in their lives. All of us, along with our mother, we had a great respect for learning and acquiring knowledge. Then I took this scholarship that Nizam gave it to me, and at the age of 16, I went on to London in Girton College of Girls, and I pursued my higher education there. Later on, I went to the Cambridge College and finished my higher education and degree over there. During this time, my mentors were 2 Nobel laureates, Arthur Simon and Edmund Goss. They encouraged me and convinced me to write on the Indian themes, Indian contemporary themes and lives and events of Indians in general. I took that advice and pursued my writing in this direction. Later on, I returned from London and got married to this wonderful person, Dr. Sarojini Naidu. And we were blessed with 4 children, beautiful children. I loved them dearly. I wrote poems for all of my children. I would like to recite one of the poems that I wrote for my youngest little daughter, Leela Mani. Limpid jewel of delight, severed from the tender night of your sheltering mother mine, leap and shelter, leap and sparkle, dance and shine, blithely and securely set in my love's magic coronet. Living jewel may you be, laughter bound and sorrow free. But soon after, when I was enjoying my married life, it was very violently abrupted by an incident that was going on in India at that time. And it was partition of Bengal. It was in 1905. Basically, Britishers were trying to divide this great state of Bengal at that time. And Bengal was in a very important state because the people there were not fearful of talking about their opinions. They were very educated and they were very candid in expressing their strong opinions against the British rule. The Crown saw this as a threat and wanted to diminish their collective strength by dividing the population on religious lines. This incident had a profound effect on me. Not knowing how I should make myself heard, I started to attend the demonstrations and protested against the British. During this time, I met Gopal Krishna Gokhale. He was Gandhiji's mentor. He persuaded me to join public service and use the power of my pen. And I started educating people. At that time, I started writing. And I started writing poetry and speeches and other literary works to awaken the masses, to exhort them to join the freedom movement. I expressed my strong emotion of hurt through my poem, The God of Pain. Later on, I kept on writing poems trying to unmask the intentions of the British Empire. I wanted to educate people and open their eyes about what was actually happening around them. So around in 1914, while I was recovering from an illness in London, I got an opportunity to meet Mahatma Gandhi for the first time. Our meeting left such an impression on me that our association lasted for more than 30 years. He gave me the necessary direction to focus my efforts in the freedom movement. He told me that it was a woman's destiny to be a creator and that I had the power to tell the truth in a manner that did not hurt anybody's feelings. This simultaneously gave me a lot of confidence and also sense of responsibility. Later on, I used my power of writing, my flair for writing, in a very, very important chapter of my life. While I grew up in a progressive household like ours, the issues of men and women equality, the freedom of right, opportunities towards education and life, this was all came so easily to me. But that was not the case with other women in my country at that time. The girls were not allowed to educate. They were not allowed to leave their houses without the support of their husbands, sons, fathers, or brothers. They were oftentimes they were married at a very early age. This took their parental controls away, and parents had very little say in their girls' lives thereon. If they were married to men way older than their age, they also faced the unfortunate situation of getting widowed very early. In that case, they suffered even more hardships. So you see, for many women, it was not easy to express themselves, to have a say in social matters, religious matters, as they were not educated, as they were not given equal opportunities. This had a very profound effect on me again. As an educated woman, I was not able to bear the pain my sisters were subjected to. I had to step up and do something to relieve them of this plight. I then, under the presidentship of Dr. Annie Besant, helped in establishing Women's Indian Association in 1917. During this time, I traveled to different regions of India, delivering lectures on social welfare, emancipation of women, and nationalism. The women's suffrage movement was the biggest issue that we fought for. In this movement, we were able to give the right to vote to women in India under this democratic establishment. You see, there is a curious thing about it. When women in independent India got this right to vote, the women in Western countries, such as Americas and Europe, they did not have this right either. So this was a landmark achievement in my career. From there on, started my political career. This gave me a very good platform to work and to be represented as the representative of India in several different Western countries. So I got the chance to represent India at several forums across the world. I traveled to Europe, America, and delivered lectures and speeches to help break the stereotype of India being a backward, conservative country by emphasizing that my country had chosen a woman as its ambassador. I conveyed that through the history of India, the woman has been the pivot of its culture, its inspiration, and for its emphasis on peace. Our simple daily prayer, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, meaning peace, 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 contains the essence of more than 20 centuries of civilization. It is our gift and message to the rest of the world to create and sustain these conditions of harmony and peace. I spent a lot of time touring the different nations of the world, and I was so proud to deliver this message. Later on, I participated in several different freedom movements, such as Salt Satyagraha, Boycott British Goods, Quit India movement, and you name it. Because of my participation in so many political movements and towards this goal of achieving the freedom from the foreign rule, I was elected to become the first woman to preside over the Indian National Congress. I was the only second woman to do so. First one was Dr. Annie Besant. After this, I met with a lot of great names and personalities that you could hear of in Indian freedom struggle. Dr. Subhash Chandra Bose, Rabindranath Tagore, Mahatma Gandhi, of course, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Madam Kama. You name, and I have met and worked with all these great personalities. Later on, towards the end of my career, I got an opportunity to serve more in the independent India, and I was elected as the first governor of Uttar Pradesh. This was the first time a woman was being elected as a governor of any independent state in the independent India. I would like to recite one more poem of mine here. It is called The Coromandel Fishers. This poem was remarkable in invigorating youths and masses with the feeling of patriotism. Please allow me. Rise, brothers, rise. The awakening skies pray to the morning light. The wind lies asleep in the arms of the dawn, like a child that has cried all night. Come, let us gather our nets from the shore and set our catamarans free to capture the leaping wealth of the tide, for we are the kings of the sea. No longer delay, let us hasten away in the track of the seagull's call. The sea is our mother, the cloud our brother, the waves are our comrades all. What though we toss at the fall of the sun, where the hand of the sea god drives? He who holds the storm by the hair will hide in his breast our lives. Sweet is the shade of the cocoanut glade and the scent of the mango grove, and sweet are the sands at the full o' moon with the sound of the voices we love. But sweeter, O brothers, the kiss of the spray and the dance of the wild foam's glee. Row, brothers, row to the edge of the verge where the low sky meets with the sea.
Wow, I loved your story. You put your gift to such an amazing cause. Out of all of the many poems that you've written, which one was your favorite?
I would say the Cradle Song was my favorite. It is a lullaby.
Kids, do you guys have any questions?
Go ahead.
I have a question. My name is Arya. I'm going to third grade this year, and my question is, what was your favorite language to learn, and who taught you that same language?
Beautiful question again. See, the languages were so close to my heart. I cannot really point on one which was my favorite, but I would say it was Bengali because that is my mother tongue, and my mother also made poems in this language, so it is very close to my heart.
I have a question. So, my name is Varun. I'm going into 9th grade. So my question is, how many poems did you write in total over your life?
Wow. Because there are hundreds of them to answer your question.
I have a question. My name is Mira Moore. I'm going into 4th grade. And my question is, what is the longest poem you've ever wrote?
So it came right after my 1300 lines book. It was a 2000 lines poem. And that was the poem I wrote around at the age of 15. That is my longest poem.
Wow. Thank you.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, Isaac Newton also went to Cambridge University, so do you think you saw him?
I did not, no, but wow. Kudos to your knowledge.
I have a question. Why did you like writing poems so much?
I felt that that was the way I was most effective in expressing my emotions and my feelings at all times in my life. You see, the poems have the beauty to um, use the words in a very creative way. Every word can mean several different ways. And I thought when I write a poem, it kind of leaves it open to the interpretation of the reader too. So it is my feelings as well as the feelings of the reader.
I have a question. My name is Krisha, and when did you write your first poem?
I was very young, but the one that I remember, it was written at the age of 12.
How many poems did you write?
Like I said, I think there should be hundreds of them. I lost count along the way.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
What influenced you to write poems?
What influenced me to write the poems?
Yeah.
My mom did. Because I saw my mom making poems and sing it to us beautifully, I thought that poems had immense power in them where you can express yourself deeply.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a
Question.
Ask away.
What is your message for us?
I could not hear you properly. Can you please repeat that?
What is your message for us?
A message for you. I would say that follow your passion. And if you feel you're good at something, do discuss it with your parents. And I'm sure they will help you along the way.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So, did you see Veer Savarkar?
I heard about them. I read a lot of his poems at that time and a lot of his writings also. But because he was working in a different part of country at that time, I did not actually get the opportunity to meet with him in person.
Did you write to him?
I did not.
I have a
Wow.
question.
Uh-huh.
Did you say, my name is Mihir Moore, I'm about to go in 2nd grade.
Uh-huh.
Did you publish, did you save all your poems?
Sorry, I could not hear you again.
Did you save all your poems?
Did
you save?
Did I save any of my poems?
Yes.
Oh yes, I had this diary of mine that I used to maintain, and I had saved those poems for my life. Yes, all the poems that I wrote.
Sarojini ji, it's amazing meeting you. Can I get a copy of your poetry book, please?
Sure.
Okay. So, Soumya, I'm going to be right back.
Okay, I'll just get the time machine ready.
Okay.
Now, what did he say about this red button? To push it? Yeah, I think so.
Don't push it.
What was that? I can't hear you. I think I'm gonna push the red button.
Don't push it. Don't push it.
Oh, we're taking off. Wow, this is a smooth ride. Oh, everyone hold on tight. We have to dodge all these asteroids. Whoa! Oh, look, there's one over there. Everyone hold on. Make sure you're all buffed up. Really bumpy ride. Watch out for those asteroids. Oh, there's a big one up there. pretty good driver, right? Dad? Where's my dad?
You left him behind.
I did not. Oh my God, this is horrible. I left my dad in another century. What am I gonna do? This is such a mess. We have to go get him. But I can't fly it back. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? This can't be possible. This isn't true. This is horrible. I need
Push
someone
the
who can
red
help
button
me.
again.
I know who can help. Krish can help me. He's always so good with technology. I have to go. We need to go get my dad back. I promise I'll see you guys next week. Bye, I gotta go.